Hi everyone, it's Renee, and yes, this video is a little bit lower quality than my usual videos, but sometimes you just have time for the lower quality ones. So I wanted to come on and say something, so I did on a laptop webcam like I am renowned for doing. So I, something's been on my mind, something's been on my heart. And maybe it's been on your heart and mind too, and sometimes we let it fester in our heart and mind and don't realize it, and that is a bitter or angry approach to things, because you have to be very careful about an angry or bitter approach to things, and I'll tell you why, and probably the big evidence as to why you gotta be careful, and why, geez, I have to be careful. So, basically, anger is the easiest of all human emotions, and I hold that very strongly, even more than sadness. I believe we are quick to anger, even after sadness, or during sadness. We can be easily annoyed, we can easily complain, we can easily turn sad or painful situations into anger and bitterness in our lives, or inconveniences. This one girl told me that her favorite line she heard me say was, "Heaven forbid I should be inconvenienced." Me. So, I'm saying that again for her if she's watching, I guess. But that's just it. So, even with the things in the church, you have to be careful when you get angry. And you have to know what anger interiorly does to yourself, and what I've let it interiorly do to me in certain situations. Because anger even has blocked out before. It's blocked out my ability to find the good in things because I was too angry to even want to try. And to finding the good in things such as maybe a difficult situation, a rainy day, or even a mass that wasn't perfect. I remember getting so upset over a mass that was just not reverent, or as reverent as I thought it should be. But there was a point where I realized that I was so distracted by that, and I used to blame the people putting on that mass as to me being distracted and not able to get something good out of it. And that happened over and over and over again back in the day. And it happened over and over and over again to the point I just said, I gotta make a compromise here. Because I have to. I can't go to mass and keep getting upset about it. I'm just upset. Because I wasn't really telling that many people about how upset I'd get. It would just sit inside me. Pretty much. So I had to come up with a solution, and I came up with, hey, maybe what's the good thing that's happening in this Mass no matter what? And that is Jesus Christ coming down in the Eucharist. And what can I think of that would be a beautiful contrast to this anger and bitterness I'm feeling? And I'd say that no matter how sloppy or casual or irreverent even the people were behaving around that Mass, no matter what was going on, Jesus came down in the Eucharist anyway in this great act of mercy because it wasn't perfect. And I'm not saying imperfection is okay, it's not. We should strive for better for the King of Kings. But I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about what I tried to do to save myself from sitting in anger or bitterness for the rest of a Sunday, while still being an activist for even more tradition or more respect in the liturgy. I had to make sure I was at peace and that nothing was taking my inner peace, even a crummy Mass. So I try to remember that in His great mercy, Jesus still comes down, even the most casual of circumstances, and even the most messed up of Masses. Even people who don't even realize what they're doing or what they're doing there. They're just thinking about the football game afterwards. God doesn't care. He still comes down anyway. And he came into Jerusalem anyway, and he came into Bethlehem anyway. It was born in a stable and laid in a manger that animals eat out of. And I can tell you sometimes we're the animals eating out of the manger. That's a weird thing to say, but I think you get my point though either way. Wish I could take that line back, but yay for being a one-take wonder. Yeah. But there's something so important to be said about keeping inner peace, because I've let inner peace go away from me many times. And it's only been for my own downfall. It's only been for my own downfall. You can be an advocate for change in the church, good change. You can be an advocate for tradition. You can be an advocate for the Byzantine Rite tradition. You can be an advocate for the Latin tradition. You can be an advocate for better church music. You can be an advocate for all these great things that the church needs. And hey, please stay in the church and not leave it, because if you want to see the church change, then it needs more people like you that are awesome and really passionate about what the church really should treasure. It's tradition. Please stay in the church. Don't run away from the church when it's on fire. Please stay inside of it and hold up the pillars with us. Yeah. Keep your own heart peaceful. Don't let it be taken away with anger. Anger is the last thing you should go to, and the last thing you should feel. And again, I say that not to say that you should take away any passion from wanting to change things or improve things. No, not at all. But I'm saying please protect. We have to protect, and I have to protect my inner self and my inner peace, because Padre Pio said, and I changed this a little bit to make it more modern, because everybody talks about being so stressed, so anxious, so stressed today in 2018, that I say Padre Pio said, pray, hope, and don't stress. Don't stress, and don't go to anger if you can't stop yourself. Find something merciful about the situation, about the Mass, and dwell on that so you can remain at peace when you go to convince others of the changes that you wish would be in the church, etc. And always remember as well, and this is something I had to learn, that the church is a hospital for sinners, not a museum for saints. Relationships with God are so personal. We don't even know why that person is in jeans at that Mass that day. They could have just moved, unpacked their house, and didn't have their clothes out yet. Always assume, whether it's true or not, that others are holier than you. Always assume that. It'll put you in the right place, that's for sure. And it will inspire any acts towards them to be out of awe of them, and not out of pity of them, or out of duty to God. Out of just genuine awe of them. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll be back again. We'll see if it's a high quality video next time or a low quality video next time. I kind of jump around. It's always great to get on here and to speak to you all and to connect on Catholic media, which is a wonderful gift from God. I love Catholic media so much. I've met you guys through it. You've met me and encouraged me and helped me in my faith. So thank you so much for all of this. Continue to pray for me, and I will continue to pray for you. Just list your prayer intentions in the comments. Thank you so much. And God bless you. And keep your inner peace whenever possible. And instruct and change and improve things in love with all of the people around you. God bless.